Hello everyone, welcome back to Tony's Movie Reviews. I haven't done any new movie review this past week, so I'm trying to catch up uh, today. Um, the film I'm going to talk about is a local movie which was released last year. It's called Cuddle Weather, and it stars Sue Ramirez and R.K. Bhagat Singh. They're the two main characters, and they're supported by really good character actors who are famous. No? There's Mark Anthony Fernandez, and Dexter Doria, Alec Bovic, and Nino Mulak. So these four veteran actors are supporting these relatively new actors, Sue Ramirez and R.K. Bhagat Singh. The movie's title is Cuddle Weather. It's written and directed by Rod Cabatanya Marmol. So basically, the story is about Sue, who plays a prostitute in the movie, and one night while she's doing her job, she meets R.K. Bhagat Singh, who's in the other room, who's also entertaining another customer. So their paths meet, and that moves the story forward. You know what happens to them, and the challenges they have to face as they want or need to be with each other. So they have to find out if they're really fit to be with each other, because just like any other normal relationship, even though these two characters play prostitutes, they like, especially Sue's character, she really wants to get out of the job. You know, she wants to save enough money to go back to mainstream work, because as you know, although this is the oldest profession, it's also a profession which our society looks down upon. And as you'll watch the movie, you'll see why Sue had to do it, and the sacrifices she had to make, the sacrifices her character had to make, so that she can help her family. So that's basically why she's doing it. So that's basically the gist of the story, and for the next 1.5 hours or 2 hours, you'll find out why, if they'll stick together, and what would make them stick together. No? So the movie is basically very light. You know, when I watched the movie, it reminded me of the 1994 movie, I think, of Elizabeth Shue and Nicolas Cage, entitled Leaving Las Vegas. In that movie, Nicolas Cage played an alcoholic who was spiraling down. You know? He was killing himself with drink, and then he meets this good-hearted prostitute played by Elizabeth Shue, who in a way saves him. So in this movie, when I was watching Cuddle Weather, I saw some parallels between these two movies, Leaving Las Vegas and Cuddle Weather, because in Cuddle Weather, it's Sue Ramirez's character who needs the saving, you know, because she wants to get out of this job, but she wants to make sure that this guy that she meets is also on the same page with her. She doesn't want to be alone, you know, to change her life, because anyway, the reality is, if you want to make some changes in your life, it's not very easy. You need a good support system. And in the movie, the director wants to show that RK could provide that foundation for her, because even though her character has a family, Surami's character has a family, they do not recognize her because of her work. So she's like an invisible person to them. But still, she continues to sacrifice for them, which is a very Filipino trait, actually. You know? We sacrifice for our family, even if they don't, or they cannot give it back to us. So that's how the movie moves. What do I like about the movie? I like the two leads. You know, Sue does her best to play the quirky prostitute. We've seen that many times. No? We've seen that in Julia Roberts' Pretty Woman, in Elizabeth Shue's leaving Las Vegas. Although they play prostitutes, it doesn't really show. The movie doesn't really show the hazards of their work. Although there are scenes in the movie which show Elizabeth, I mean Sue doing her job, none of them make you scared for them, because the reality of prostitution is that you meet crazy clients. But in her case, her clients are already kind of what do you call that, culled. So she knows she only goes to clients who pay her well and who treat her well, so she doesn't get abused or anything. But she's already her character is already in the end part of her job, so she's just biding her time and saving all her money so she can get out of the job. I also like the way R.K. Bhagat Singh, I think, is a very reliable lead. This is the second time I've seen him in a movie. I've seen him in Us Again, and he was very good in that. And he's here again. Here he plays a lighter version of what he played in Us Again. He comes out as more quirky, more funny. He's like the male prostitute with a golden heart again, because just like Sue is also doing the oldest profession here. But again, the movie is very light. It doesn't show any of the hazards of the work of prostitutes. Although in the last part there were raids, they were saved by one of the characters, and they were not ratted out as prostitutes. What I don't like about the movie, not so much really, because when you watch it, everything is very consistent. It's not marketed as a sex film or as a serious independent movie. That it's just it's a movie about a relationship between two people, and what I like about it, it's very unlikely, because we don't really if you do rom-coms, you focus on middle class girl, middle class boy. It's really about people who live on the fringes of society. And in this case, the director Rod Marmol concentrated on these characters who live in the fringes of our society, but he did not focus on the hard knocks work of these people. Instead, he focused more on the quirky side of the story. So you have many funny, cuddly moments, which kind of distracts from the reality of the work of prostitutes. It's a very light movie. I like the scene where Mark Anthony comes into the picture. I also like the way how Alec Bovik enters the picture, because these more established actors lend a very important part in the plot of the story. So that's why they're there. That's why they're important. Otherwise, I would give kudos to both Sue and RK for doing offbeat roles, even if they're still new in the industry. They're very courageous to take on roles which are really offbeat, and which other actresses or actors might not do. In terms of the sex scenes, there aren't really many. It's as I said, it's a cute movie, so it's not graphic like Scorpion Nights. It's more of fun looking, and in the movie, Sue wears different wigs to show the quirkiness of her character. So in a way, that kind of distracts you from the reality of. Actually, what I'm afraid of is that when young people watch it, they might think that prostitution is easy money. Because in the movie, she's paid 10,000, 20,000. RK is paid 50,000. So they might think, oh God, it's an easy way to make money. But the reality is there are many abusers in the prostitution industry. So That was my only concern. But anyway, the movie was marketed as a romance, as a rom-com. So I hope young people who watch it will not, especially those who need money, will not, be attracted to go into that profession, because the movie doesn't show the reality of prostitution. It's a feel-good movie, and so you'll have an idea what happens in the end. And they do deserve each other. Uh, I think Sue's character is very lucky to have found someone like RK's character to support her in her the next chapter of her life. So I also wish that on other people who are looking for love. So this is a love story with a hopeful ending. So if you want to watch it, sure, go ahead, support local movies, and find out how good Sue and RK are as new leads, no? As new lead actors in the local Philippine cinema. So with that, close with that, please subscribe to my Instagram, my Facebook, and my Twitter. And please also subscribe to my channel, Writer Coach Tony. Thank you very much, and good day to all of you. Take care.